Hello my friends and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm of course Kevin. You may have also seen me on Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And so today, it's the third week of the month, in October, so we are going to be doing a cooking video. Yay. Yeah, it does seem like a lot of you enjoy these, so I'm going to keep doing them once a month. And today I have chosen to make beef stew, and I was able to get enough potatoes, at least I hope I did, to make real mashed potatoes. So it's going to be Irish beef stew. And I mean, I don't know why it's called Irish beef stew. All I know is that one day when I was out in a restaurant and I saw it on the menu, I was like, oh, let me see. So I ordered it, and that's what it was. Basically beef stew over mashed potatoes. So anyway, let's get into the kitchen and let's get started. All right, so see you right there. Okay, here I am in the kitchen. So I'm getting my ingredients set up. Let me just tip the camera down a bit and just excuse the mess. Alright, got an onion. Got 3 pounds of beef, stewing beef. So I know beef is expensive, so if you want to go less, obviously do. I got myself canned carrots and a can of peas. It just makes it a lot easier. And I got a nice tall jar of beef gravy. I use 3 of these. And to put in the stew, I got 3 russet potatoes, and I got back here, I got the bag with the rest of them. That's what I'm going to use for the mashed potatoes. So, put a little bit of oil in the pot, which is right here. Turn that. Of course, there we go. Yeah, the pot's in the camera shot now. So we got a pot right here, and I got another one next to it for to boil up the potatoes for the mashed potatoes. But we're gonna get this going first. So I got a nice handy dandy tool to mince this up. I've seen I've shown this before on the channel. Now you don't have to chop up the onion. I prefer to do it. Now, I learned how to make beef stew from my father, and what he used to like to do is he used to like to leave the onion whole, and then he would just put it in, leave it whole, and then when we ate, he would fish it out and put it in his plate, and he would basically eat the entire onion. It doesn't have to be perfectly minced. Some of it could be left long. Also, if you don't get maniacal about it, it reduces the risk of eye irritation from the onions. Alright, let me just get the rest of it off of the device. Okay. Clean all this later. Okay, so get that in there. Put the lid where it's more manageable. All right, start it off now with the beef. Take out a few of the cubes now. So I like to cut the pieces down so that they're they're pretty small. As pretty nice and small. So you take a piece that looks like this. Take a few cuts with the knife. You make it into a piece like this. So, sorry, I said reduce eye irritation. Yet here my eyes irritated. All right, so basically with the stewing beef, I'm going to be cutting all that up, throwing it in the pot with the onions and let it cook for a bit before I start adding the other ingredients. But also, because like I said, I'm going to be making real mashed potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up the rest of the beef, and when I come back, I'm going to start on the mashed potatoes. Basically, I've got to peel the potatoes, cut them, because when you leave them big and whole, that it takes longer for them to boil and they and get soft. If you make them in smaller pieces, it's quite a bit quicker. All right, so that's so when I come back, I'm going to start on the mashed potatoes. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. I've got all of the beef and the onions in the pot. Let me bring this down here. Okay. Oh, I got it all in here. Let me just tip the camera enough to see it. There you go. Look at that. Looking good, huh? Okay. Alright, sorry about that jostling. So, what I got next is... Now, these three potatoes that I have back here, those are I'm reserving for the beef stew. These I'm going to be cutting up, well, after peeling them, I'm going to be cutting up and putting them in the pot to boil for the mashed potatoes. Now, this is the type of peeler I got when my ex-wife was doing Pampered Chef. This is one of the things that we wound up getting. So, basically, you know, nice and simple. Now, of course, I'm only going to show me peeling one potato because I don't think it would be very exciting to show myself peeling 7 potatoes. Okay? So I'm just got to get it peeled all around. I mean, if there's a little bit of skin left on it, it's not that big a deal. As a matter of fact, I think some people prefer that. Alright, so let's move the other potatoes out of the way. So basically, I'm sorry if I covered it, couldn't tell if I was doing that. So, now, to cut this up for the mashed potatoes, we don't need to cut up that much. Just need to make it smaller so that when it's easier to bring to a boil. And pretty much that would do it. So here we go, that smallish potato. Now I got potatoes of various sizes, but this is essentially what I'm going to be doing. See, make it into a couple of pieces, a lot smaller, so that there we go. So that basically, when I put it in the pot to boil, it's not going to take a very long time to boil, because if you leave them whole, it will take a long time. Got to cut them into smaller pieces, and they'll get softer a lot quicker. All right, so I'm going to finish up with the potatoes. I'm going to get them in the pot, started boiling. I'm going to let the beef stew and the beef and the onions cook a bit, and when I come back, I'm going to be adding other ingredients. So now the potatoes for the beef stew, I'm not going to peel those. I'm going to leave the skin on. I used to peel them, but I actually kind of like the skins, so I leave it on. And so it's going to be adding the potatoes. I'm going to be adding the beef gravy, and I'm also going to be adding because I got a can of sliced carrots. I got a can of peas, and both of those are going in. So it's going to all go in, and then once it's all in together, you just let it cook up for about an hour or so, and trust me, it'll be very, very good. So so I'm going to get all that set up. And when I come back, it's going to be more ingredients going into the pot for the beef stew. All right, so stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, I've gotten all the pieces of potato in the pot for the to boil for the mashed potatoes, and beef has been cooking up pretty good. So I'm going to start to add the other ingredients. All right, let's get the camera pointed in the right direction. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do. Sorry that was so loud. So I'm going to cut up the first potato. Cut it up into nice small pieces. Okay. And I'm going to add the carrots right now. And go to the first jar of beef gravy. Alright. Now, to get the what remains in there, just put in a little bit of water. I shake it up. And that generally gets the rest of the gravy out. Alright, so now, wow. I guess I gotta sharpen my knife. Okay, here we go. Now I'll go for the next potato. Yeah, this part goes quick, so I figure I would film the entire thing. Alright. make the pieces pretty nice and thin. I'm going to save the peas for last. Get the next jar of beef gravy. Okay. Oh, and something I did forget to mention before is before peeling the potatoes, I always like to wash them a bit. I don't know, I feel like it helps get all of the skin off. And I also wash these a bit because, you know, when they're in a bag of potatoes, you know, they do seem, I mean, they come from the earth, so it does always feel like they're still a little bit dirty, so it's good to give them a good rinsing. Okay. That now, get the peas. Okay. Now, you know, basically when I open up the cans for the, you know, the peas and for the carrots, I do drain the liquid that's inside. I remember my father used to say, he used to, especially with the peas, he used to leave it in to loosen up the gravy, you know, for the broth, but I like it a little thick. You would probably say, yeah, thick like your head. Okay, just give it a nice good stir. Now this is just going to sit and cook for you know, at least an hour. Put the top back on. Now I had lowered it before. It's like in between medium and low. I'm going to keep it there for now. And actually, no, I'm going to bring it up to medium. Bring it up to medium. Let it cook. Let it all cook. Like everything. Like let the potatoes get soft. Let the sorry. Let the let the potatoes get soft. Let the beef get thoroughly cooked. I will say the one thing I forgot when I was at the supermarket today, I should have gotten some biscuits. To dip in. Because ooh, it's always so good. But unfortunately, I forgot to do that. And it's amazing because when I'm cooking, when I'm actually doing stuff, it's either when I just gotten home to put the groceries away, or when I'm actually starting to cook dinner. That's when I realize what I forgot. Always. It's always at that point. It's like I just also remember when I started doing this, I forgot to get cooking oil. So I used up the last of what I had just now. I still have the spray stuff, so, there's always something. So anyway, this is all going to cook. The potatoes still have to boil for the mashed potatoes. That's pretty much going to be probably what happens next is once that boils and it gets soft, I'm going to add milk and butter, mix it up in a bowl. Because by then, actually, the beef stew would probably be almost done. So, so we'll let that cook, and I will be back. No, not right back, because it's going to take a while. Okay, the potatoes have thoroughly boiled. They're nice and soft, and I got them out of the pot. Basically, the best way to do it is standard pasta strainer, and I got them in the bowl, ready to start mashing up. Let me get it. Yeah, there they are. Oop. So, a nice mashing tool. Mash them up. Whoops. Unfortunately, I am making a mess. Probably should have got a bigger bowl. Live and learn, right? I will admit, though, it has been a long time since I've made mashed potatoes. Okay. Well, let me rephrase that. It's been a long time since I've made real mashed potatoes. Now, that's quite a bit there. So, I actually Googled it this morning. So, recommended 2 tablespoons of butter and about a half a cup, I'm sorry, not half a cup, about a quarter cup of milk. Now, I know this is pretty big. It's a 4-cup measuring cup. It is probably over a quarter of a cup, but in it goes. And mix that all up. As you can see, I'm getting a little creative so that I don't wind up knocking all of my potatoes outside the bowl. Now, I'm going to say that the 7 potatoes, I was actually worried it wasn't going to make enough. I have more than enough right here. I mean, look at this. This is a lot of mashed potatoes. So, yeah. I tell you one thing, though. My kids will be pleased. Alright. Actually, yeah. It's a nice consistency I got here. I'm going to stop it right there. Okay. Alright, so I still have the beef stew simmering. I'm going to let that simmer for probably about another couple of minutes, and I'm going to bring it to the table. So basically, when I come back, I'm going to have everything on the table, and I'm going to take a bite. I'm looking forward to that bite. Alright, so stay tuned. I will be right back. Okay, so here, let me point this down and show you what I have. There. So, put down a nice layer of mashed potatoes first, and I put the beef stew on top of it. That, my friends, as far as I was taught, is Irish beef stew. So, always season a little salt and pepper. Now, it's very hot, so I'm blowing on it. Oh, let's turn this back up. Yeah. Oh my God. My dad would be proud. Gonna take one more bite. Very good. So that is, let me try that. So that's, as far as I've been taught, is Irish beef stew. So hope you liked this video. Hope you found it informative, at least. I mean, if you didn't have an idea as to make beef stew before, at least I hope you do now. So yeah, it's a meal that I made. Well, actually, I learned from my father, and we've made for a very long time. So it's one that I'm very fond of, and I'm gonna try for future cooking videos to get get more of these one pot recipes. Because that's what basically this is. I mean, you got in the pot, you got your meat, you got potatoes, you got vegetables, you got pretty much everything you need. In the one pot. The only thing I added to this was the mashed potatoes, which I think was worth it. Alright, so anyway, please like, subscribe, and share this video as much as possible. It's the best way to support the channel and to support me. Please go to Tabletop Jones Productions and do the same. John and I will be posting more videos in the near future when he's done with the haunted house that he does every Halloween. So yeah, I mean, if you're on Staten Island, please check it out. Go to his, he's got tons of social media profiles. He's got he's got Facebook, Instagram, I think even TikTok. Yeah, I think TikTok too. He probably has the flyers up on each and every one of them. So just so check it out if you can. And of course, I'm gonna say again, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm gonna be making once a month, third week of the month. It's always gonna be a cooking video. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next though. I have to give it some thought. So I'm not going to say it yet. All right. So anyway, thank you for watching. You have a great day and take care of yourself.